I'm about to be like the biggest hater in the world, so if you're not in the mood, protect your peace. I'll see you next time. But I want to talk about the absolute delusion of looking for meaning where there just isn't any with the surprise songs from Taylor's show last night. Because the number of people I've seen say that she played I Forgot That You Existed and Sweet Nothing because they're the first song that she owned and the second to last song that she owned because the last song she owned is already on the set list, Mastermind. And the amount of stuff in that statement that just isn't true, that needs to be modified and have qualifiers to become true is absurd. Because if we just go with the statement that I've seen most people making, the first song she owned and the second to last song she owned, those songs are Me and Foolish One. They are not I Forgot That You Existed and Sweet Nothing. I Forgot That You Existed is the first track of the first album that Taylor Swift owned, and then Sweet Nothing is the second to last track of the standard edition of the most recent original album that Taylor Swift owns. And I'm sorry, I know that Taylor Swift is insane and everything has meaning and nothing's a coincidence. But when you have to add that amount of stuff to make it not a coincidence, it's just a coincidence. Because you can't convince me that Taylor Swift sat backstage and was like, okay, so I'm going to play I Forgot That You Existed. Oh my God, that's the first track on the first album that I own. So I'll play Sweet Nothing because that's the second to last track on the standard edition of the most recent original album I own because Mastermind's already on the set list. So naturally, I'll play Sweet Nothing and not Dear Reader or You're Losing Me, which I haven't played yet either and function way more as actual closing tracks than Sweet Nothing does. But I'm going to do this because I'm sure people will get it. And I'll give you the parallel is pretty cool that Tim McGraw, the first track of her first album, opening the US leg as a surprise song, and then I Forgot That You Existed, the first track of her first owned album, opening the international leg, is pretty cool. And I understand the speculation that because New Year's Day was the last track of the last album she doesn't own, and that was played to close the US leg, that maybe the last track of the last album she owns will end the international leg, which would probably be the last vault track of 1989 and maybe the last vault track of Reputation. I get that. I'm with you. I'll give you that. I will not give you the Sweet Nothing track, second to last track nonsense. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't. Okay, that's it. That's done. I got it out of my system. It's into the world now. I'm gonna go have a great day, and I hope you do the same.